Hello students, welcome to you all to the biology series of class 10th. Today I am going to start a very new chapter, that is how do organisms reproduce. This is very much important chapter and not very tough chapter for your exams, but you can gain much more marks from this chapter as you get the concept. So let's start the chapter. So here the chapter name is How do organisms reproduce? Means the chapter itself is asking a question. First understand what the name of the chapter is asking. Means how do organisms reproduce? So here first understand about the word organism. So what do you understand by organism? First, understand this. Organism here means anything which is living, either unicellular or multicellular. As I have discussed in the chapter 1, life process, that any organism which has the capability to reproduce or divide, which have the cells. So, organism, we have distinguished the organism or things which are living and non-living. The living organism which has the capability to reproduce or divide is called living. So, understanding the organism on the basis of cells. The organism which is having the cells, either one cells or many cells, they have the capacity excuse me, to reproduce also and to deal with the various life process also. So here organism can be distinguished into unicellular, plants or animals. Plants or animals. So here animals. So animals are multicellular, plants are also multicellular, but organisms like amoeba, paramecium is unicellular. But unicellular organisms also have the capability to reproduce and capability to recognize their molecular activity and do their molecular activities such as DNA replication and all. So, other word, how do organisms reproduce? Then come to this word reproduce. Reproduce actually means reproduction. As you all have studied in class 7th also or in your class 8th also, that what is the meaning of reproduction and what is the definition of reproduction. So reproduction refers to a biological process in which parent give birth or give rise to their offspring. The parents are what? The previous thing, and they give rise to the identical cell or the offspring or the progeny. So reproduction is the such process, and here the thing is that how do organism reproduce? So organism reproduce on the various mode of, so their method of reproduction are different. Before starting the method of reproduction, I will make you learn that why reproduction is necessary. You all, anyone can answer that why reproduction is necessary? Yes. So reproduction is necessary for what? Ensuring continuity. Means one generation after another, another after another, another after another. If reproduction stops, what happens? The generation will be discontinued. The first point has written that it ensures continuity. So continuity, you understand what do you mean by continuity? That it has the capability to give rise to next generation and next generation, and further they will continue into the other generation. The second one is that in this reproduction process, what happened, I have discussed, unicellular organism has also the capacity to divide, and cells contains what? In the 9th class you have studied much more about cells. So cell contains cell contains nucleus. Yes, the center one is nucleus. Another one is kya? Mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, and other cell apparatus like endoplasmic reticulum, lysosome, plasticine plant, and vacuole. So these are the things which are present in unicellular organism, plants or animals. So what happened ki in plants or any organism, the cells starts dividing. So cells start dividing means what? Ki in the cell nucleus is present. In that nucleus chromosome is present. In the nucleus what is present? Chromosome. Chromosome is this type of structure. So in human, how many pairs are chromosome are present? 23 pairs. And that chromosomes you all have studied in your previous class, that determines the sex of a child. And in this genetics chapter you will also study about the sex determination. So what happened? Ki this chromosome determines the sex because this chromosome contains genes, and genes is what? Hereditary factor. Genes are hereditary factor. And hereditary factor, why this is hereditary factor? Because this contains DNA, and DNA has the capability to copy itself. Means DNA will, suppose this is DNA, this is the original one. DNA is actually double stranded DNA. It is single stranded also in bacteria and in other lower animals, lower organisms. So this DNA, what this DNA will do? This will duplicates. So duplicates what? So this DNA duplicates and make copy. But actually what happened? This DNA does not make identical copy. It makes the similar copy, but it does not make the identical copy. See, this is very important point. Ki DNA does not make the identical. That's why we are similar. Maybe some things are being similar from one generation to another. We are getting one thing from our parents and something will be similar, but not 100% the things will be similar. That's why we say that we are similar to our parents but not identical. Because DNA, when DNA copy, what happened? The sequencing in the DNA, suppose this is DNA. The sequencing in the DNA will be what? Like in this DNA 1, 2, 4, 3. This will be the sequencing in the parent DNA. This is parent DNA. So what will happen if the offspring or the progeny DNA, what happened? The sequencing will be like 2, 1, 4, 3. So what happened? The sequencing changes. So this will, the DNA will be same. Means like 1, 2, 3. So see, here 1, 2 sequencing is same, but this is different sequencing. So something will be similar but not identical. That's why we say that we are, yes, similar, not identical. And that not similar, not identical is called variation. That we are not totally 100% identical. That term is called variation. So variation occurs this due to DNA. So variation, the importance of variation is that variation is important for the evolution. Evolution means what? If I have something good, I will transfer in my next generation. Okay? And if means कि I have some not good quality in myself, but my next generation will get the good qualities. Yeah, good qualities will be differ from me. So that DNA is what? Will be good. They have the means I don't have the capacity to do this. Withstand the temperature like 30 degrees Celsius or 40 degrees Celsius. But my next generation has the capacity to tolerate the temperature. So this will what happen? कि they have the capacity to tolerate, and something which will be the similar in the next to further generation, that will ensure the continuity and conserve the species from one time to another. So this is the importance of variation, that they can withstand various drastic change. Like in the further next chapter in the genetics, you will study about the bacteria. Like you all have heard about the COVID virus. In this chapter I will not deal with detail, because this I will deal in the next chapter, genetic. So the second point is it conserves species, and the third one is what? It is necessary for survival of longer time. Means if they are having variation, if they can tolerate good thing, tolerate higher temperature, or withstand lower temperature, so they can survive for a longer time. So this is the importance of variation that will happen in the organism. So now come to the main point of the chapter, that how do organisms reproduce. This was all about that why reproduction is necessary, what is reproduction, how reproduction, but how do organism reproduce? This is what methods of reproduction. So organism either unicellular, plant, multicellular, they reproduce by two means, that is asexual mode of reproduction and sexual mode of reproduction. Coming in asexual mode of reproduction, there is two type of reproduction, asexual and sexual. So in mode of asexual reproduction, there is only one parent involved. Only one parent involved. In sexual reproduction, both the parents are involved. Means male and female both are necessary for sexual reproduction. The next point is there is no gamete formation. In this, there is gamete formation. The third point is it usually occur in lower plants, or they reproduce identical or same. I don't know, identical, actually similar. And their progeny are not same, not identical. Progeny are not identical. So these are the main points, main difference between asexual mode of reproduction and sexual mode of reproduction. So there are various method of asexual reproduction, that are fission, number one fission, budding, regeneration, fragmentation, spore formation, and vegetative propagation. As I have told you that asexual reproduction generally takes place in lower plants or some plants. Okay? But sexual reproduction takes place generally in higher plants and in animals. Like we reproduce, our method of reproduction is sexual reproduction. Plant reproduces sexually, higher plants reproduces sexually, but some lower plants and some plants reproduces asexually. Unicellular organism like amoeba, paramecium, these reproduces asexually. So